Greetings, all. I'm Andrew with Buck and Good General Contracting. Today, we're going to talk about dryer vents, why they should ideally be cleaned annually, some helpful hints on how to go about it, and even some concerns that may come along with it. So, stay tuned in this brief tutorial. You won't want to miss it. So, the very first thing we're going to do is check the source. That means checking the functionality of the machine, its operability, making sure it's working as designed. What we're looking for is lint buildup. A buildup so pronounced that it's affecting the performance of the machine. If you're noticing your electrical bills are skyrocketing, it may have something to do with this, that there's a blockage sufficient enough to where it's making the machine overwork. We want to fix that by unclogging the problem. And as you see here, we are uncoupling the dryer hose from the dryer vent on both sides, both from the machine and the internal vent. Once inside, we're looking for lint buildup because in addition to poor airflow, it's also forcing the heating coils to overcompensate. And one of the tools we find helpful to detect for that is a thermometer. Now, these thermometers are probably most associated with HVAC work. As you can see here, that's generally used for that, to find out what the temperature is coming out of your air ducts. But for our purposes today, we're using it here to check the temperature of the dryer's output. For two reasons, really. Is it getting hot enough, or is it getting too hot? Because if it gets too hot, that could be a problem also. Why? The U.S. Fire Administration reports that dryers are responsible for approximately 2,900 fires annually, primarily due to lint traps and vents. Lint is highly flammable and can accumulate in the ductworks. Overheating can lead to combustion. Moving right along to step 2 is finding the external vent or the exhaust port. Now, this isn't always as easy as it sounds, especially not in Texas. Some are on the side of the house, such as you see in this clip, but a lot of the time they're located on the roof. And the reason for that is because, well, hot air rises. It's kind of difficult to tell in this clip, but the pitch of this roof was insane. And so at this point, maybe you might want to have that conversation with yourself. Can I even handle this? Do I know how to clip in? Do I have the right safety gear for this? If not, you might want to forego doing this yourself and call a professional such as us. Moving along, here's another tool that we use. It's called a portable anemometer. And that's just the technical name for a wind meter or airflow meter. And I'm sure you can surmise why we use this as often as we do and where we use it. But I can tell you in particular, it's very helpful to do before and after flow meter tests. Step 3 is doing an initial blowout, and that's using some kind of compressed air to evacuate the ductwork. Believe it or not, a funny little hack is we use pantyhose as an awesome way to catch excess lint. The actual blowout method, we're using a DeWalt leaf blower, 60-volt leaf blower. Now you can use compressed air such as this, but we find it's not quite as portable, and this is a great little hack. So as you can see here, we're connecting straight to the hose and we're blowing it out in the initial blowout, and all that lint is getting collected. And you might ask yourself, okay, great, so I'm done at this point? Well, the answer is no. and there's a good reason for it. Even though we did that initial blowout, there's still lint collected all along the sides of the ducts. It's just the way it is. It's like Velcro. It wants to just hang on there. And so what you're seeing in this clip is the assembly of an extendable brush. And that's what's going to be used to actually clean the ducts. Now, each one of these segments could, in theory, come undone during the process, which is why we have a very important hack that we think everybody should utilize. And that's the addition of small segments of flex tape placed around every joint, and that's to help prevent it from coming undone in your ductwork. What you're now seeing in this clip is Chris connecting from his phone using an app to an endoscope. As you can see, it's got a light on it and a camera. What we like to use this endoscope for is to check the condition of the ducts themselves. Make sure there's no tears, to visually inspect to see if there's any clogs, things of that nature. So we'll do this before the cleaning and after the cleaning. So what we additionally like to do is to give this footage to our clients, and that way they can have tangible evidence of what they just paid for. They can see for themselves what was done. What you're now seeing is the brush being attached to a drill, in this case a DeWalt. The brush head is then fed into the opening, and we're going to run it up very, very slowly throughout the length of the duct. And it's important that you work slowly, methodically, and never, ever, ever, ever run that drill backwards. Running the drill in reverse runs the risk of detaching the drill from the brush. Once you've gone the entire length of the duct, start bringing it down, keeping the drill in the same direction, pulling downward. You're then ready for the final step. Just reattach that, blow it out one final time, and look at that. And that's how it's done, folks. Thanks for joining. Be sure to like and subscribe. See you next time.